OK, let's talk about if we made Dame Cox's report into bullying and harassment at Westminster. Parts of that official inquiry was the findings and the recommendations, which everybody has accepted. The government have accepted that. Part of that report, though, condemned the Speaker of the House, Mr Bercow, and the institution he oversees. These are the words of Dame Laura Cox. She says, "I find it difficult to envisage how the necessary changes can be successfully delivered and the confidence of the staff restored under the current senior House administration." That is John Bercow. Would you accept that he has to go?
No, it's not just John Bercow, it's the whole administration itself that was criticised. And what we need is an independent organisation that will actually tackle these particular issues. And that actually is what the Speaker has recommended himself. Mr Speaker will decide about his own future, and he's indicated it looks as though he'll retire next year. That's a matter for him. But the issue is for the whole of Parliament itself.
Well,
it isn't just about one man, and I think we all have to.
Well, it is about one man. If he's in charge of the culture of the House, in charge of the culture of Parliament in Westminster,
well,
in any other organisation, somebody in his position that had two accusations that we know about with regard to bullying, claims he has denied, he would be suspended or fired. Isn't this the heart of the problem, that Westminster is out of touch with reality and those within it can pretty much do what they want?
Well, for Mr Speaker, the charges against him he's denied. That's a matter that will be separately dealt with. I think it is actually shifting the responsibility.
Well, in that light, is he the man to oversee the change?
Let me just finish. It isn't up to him to oversee the change. I think it's up to all of us to try and shift the responsibility from all of our shoulders onto one man. I think is a cop-out. I think we've all got to sort this out. It isn't just down to one man. I think it's the whole of Parliament, and we should all take responsibility now.
You go after big business. You go after big business, and if there's bad practice at a big business organisation, you would be looking at the top man in charge and asking for him to go, and a whole cultural shift as well. The heads have to roll when serious matters happen.
Yeah. Parliament doesn't operate like that. Parliament is a body comprising a whole administration, but well, it might well be for the future, but for now, I think what will happen is if we simply say, well, let's get rid of the Speaker and that'll be it, that will be a complete cop-out. What we've got to do is tackle this together as a whole body of people. Now,
I think like you're kicking it into the long grass, to use a turn of phrase that uses quite regularly. The accusation is here that you're playing politics.
No, I'm not accepting. I'm sorry, I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting that. It is not kicking it into long grass. It's actually saying do it properly and do it fast and make sure it's done independently as well, so that we actually have an effective system. Rather than simply have a targeting one individual, let's recognise the responsibility of the whole body of Parliament itself to tackle this. Otherwise,
OK, well, you know what the accusation is. The accusation is that Labour are backing the Speaker of the House, John Bercow, not because you think he is the right man to help facilitate this change, but because of his views on Brexit. He's seen as Labour-friendly, and he's on your side over this.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Those issues have got nothing to do with one another. And this issue of bullying in the House of Commons is more important than anything else in terms of how we manage. So if he's in charge of that toxic culture, if he's part of that change, he's got accusations of bullying levelled at him personally. The buck has to stop somewhere, and you look to the Speaker of the House to keep order. Look, it is not down to one person. If we think that removing one person will solve this matter, we're kidding ourselves. And I think it's an easy way of people just having a cop-out on all of this.
Okay.
What we've got to do is take those Cox reforms and implement them. And I think this establishment or an independent body to do that will enable that to happen. But we've all got to do it. If people think they just have some form of stunt of get rid of the Speaker and that will resolve it, it won't. It's much more deep-seated than that.
OK, well, as I said, two accusations of bullying have been made against him, which he has denied. I wonder what you would say to the woman who's come out and said she has PTSD about what's happened to her in Westminster. And we had a woman on here yesterday, Lizette Whittaker, speaking very bravely about what she's been through. She's suffering from PTSD. I wonder what you say to those women and men affected this morning.
That we've got to resolve this, and that should never happen. And they have my 100% support. And we've got to solve this, and we've got to do it, I think, absolutely ruthlessly. Have a new administrative bodies to do that, keep it away from MPs themselves in terms of decision making, etc., so it's completely independent, and all of those people should be properly supported. We shouldn't go in to try and just sweep this under the carpet at all, and that's what the Cox report does. And we shouldn't just target one individual. I think it's the whole administration, it's the whole body of people that we've got to work together to resolve.
OK, John McDonnell, Shadow Chancellor, thank you very much for your time here on Sky News Sunrise this morning.